So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today for this beautiful broadcast ceremony, Shiva Shakti, Love Divine Within. So I will pass you over to Ashamarae, and I'm very grateful and blessed that you are here joining for today. Thank you.
We recently returned from our sacred journey to Banff and Lake Louise in Canada, and integrating into a frequency can be challenging, and on this journey it went into vibrational depths that were new to me. The energy and the love just kept getting higher and higher and higher and higher every day. And after each ceremony, I would say to Narayani, how is it that we're going to top that? Because it was shared with me, it was requested and Spirit shared. Every day there'll be a ceremony with the masters. And every day it got bigger and bigger and more and more and more and more. And all sacred journeys are different. This one was very different because the amount of energy work, and one of the sisters who went on the journey said she had a reading with a person that she goes to and feels good with, and that person said to her that her message from Archangel Michael was, it wasn't for groupies, it wasn't for people to just pass by interested, it was only for those who are deeply devoted to spirit and serving. The energy would be very high with Archangel Michael. And oh my God, was it vast. And yet here we are. And it's been a little over a week. My first day back, I slept for, I think, 16 hours. And I laid down to sleep, and that was it. I left my body, and my body said, my turn. And it's been very challenging integrating into the United States. And there are things happening in the United States that have been challenging me without going into deep detail. It's quite clear to be seen, but things with just the law of the land and what things that are happening in this country, it's a bit crazy. And I had decided that I was going to go to Sedona and take a few days, a week to rest, 7-8 days, and I came in the temple last night, and it's been my experience for me. Every day I've been coming in the temple and praying to Divine Mother and just having a big cry, because our world is so beautiful, yet as it's been prophesized forever, as the light expands, the density is expanding also. They're moving side by side. And they will come to a crescendo, and it will evolve into something that nobody knows, no one understands it, unless you're an avatar. It is a something that will occur. I believe it'll happen in my lifetime. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it will. And so last night I came in and I just had a big cry in Mother's arms, and I just said, what do I do? just show me what to do. And I received it's hard to explain how I received these things yet. It's like not even an inspiration. I can't explain it. I received guidance that go serve. Don't go rest. You don't need rest when you're serving. The love of God, Goddess, will recharge you. Go serve. And so it landed in my mind. I had never, Narayani had mentioned to me before, but I just never really took it in that, I travel to Europe all the time. I go to England or Holland or Ireland or go to Greece and host events there, but I've never really went around the United States. And it was made clear, you can help there. Go around the United States. And the guide said, we will help, and we will bring the right people together. And my last event, you could say, with Amma when she was here in the U.S., it's something me and Narayani religiously do. When she comes, everything stops and we go see Divine Mother. And she spoke about how, I won't go into detail, but she said to the whole audience how important it was to raise the light right now. That there were things being birthed into our world that were very dark. And we can balance it. But we had to raise the light. We had to come together. We had to pray together. We had to love together. Community together. And so out of that birthed the plan, which is still in the works, to go to several places, Iowa, Kansas, Texas, Massachusetts, New York, California, Santa Fe, and go and bring the love and light of the Ascended Master Saint Germain and that entire entourage that comes with that, and call forth brothers and sisters to come together to share in divine love and share in divine light and support one another and radiate love and light in our world. I'm paraphrased, but yesterday I read a message from Mother Teresa, and in short she said, where there is God's love, there is no form of darkness that can touch it. Go forth fearlessly. And I read that before I had the guidance to go out. So we'll be doing several more free broadcasts to create donations to support that work, because I've never gone state to state to state and done all that. Usually go to one place in England or one place in Ireland and a place in Holland and a place in Greece, and then do the broadcasts and do retreats. So this is new. We have an effect. I've talked to people and said, well, what can I do? And people forget that when we come together in our hearts and we come together in community, we join together, and we not only join together for the moment of with each other with spirit, yet always holding the core intent of sending this energy and love and light out into the world. Sending it out to the war-torn places, so the people who, because of their life path, for whatever reason, they are there. And we're not. There are places in war, this exact moment, and there are people having an extremely hard time an extremely hard time. And energy has an effect. And we can send love and light to places on our planet, to our whole planet, with the intent of helping to lift it, helping it to calm down and cool down and support those who are hurting, which there are so many on the planet right now who are hurting. We can have an effect on that. And then in our daily lives, we can have the effect of when you see people on the street or calling your brother and sister that you haven't talked to in a while, just to say, I care. Something Saint Germain said once or twice. People have agitation with people. Your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your kids, sometimes people you don't know. But the people who are close to you in your reality, he said, don't take them for granted, because understand there will be a point, whether it's you or them, one or the other, that one of you is going to leave and will not update the other one, unless it's a process. When my father-in-law passed away, it was a process. He passed away slowly, yet there are times people just, you go home and you get a phone call and they're not there. And you want to have in your heart, I'm so glad I said, I love you. I'm so glad I said, thank you. I'm so glad I let them know what a gift they are in my life. Because you just never know when someone's going to be plucked from your life. You just don't know. And everyone is subject to that, whether you're a child or middle-aged or older. It doesn't matter. We never know. And so he reminds us always to love one another, share with one another, be kind with one another, and if you have stuff that come up, clean it quick. Don't let it fester. May we all have the courage and fortitude to be our authentic selves, to definitely not try to be someone else, just to be you. That may we all remember that who I am, who you are, is enough, and we're evolving. I spoke with a beautiful sister yesterday, and I shared with her that everybody has stuff. There's this idea that floats around that somehow people are perfect. And it does float around quietly. And you know it does, because when people make a mistake or do an act that they wish they didn't, people are on them like wolves on meat, just fast, either with their judgmental thought or a negative feeling sent towards them. And they're not quick to remember that everybody, every human being, until they're fully emancipated as an awakened master, which we all will be eventually, until such point, every human being is doing their best with the consciousness they have. And as the Buddha said, if you were to live that life and the life that life had before that life, in every detail, you would do exactly what they did that you don't like. You could do no other different. And with that knowing, the only sane choice is compassion. Now, is it easy? I don't know about you, but it's very challenging sometimes. Yet it is a practice, and if we ever remind ourselves constantly, everyone I see is doing their best with what they have, then my sane choice is love and compassion, love and compassion, love and compassion, and understanding. And in that energy, I affect. I contribute. Remember this. Remember this truth. This is simple. More than likely you've heard it before. Yet, when I judge someone, the first one that has to feel the frequency of that judgment is me. I have to generate it in my own body before I can send it. And sending it through a thought or an opinion, a negative opinion. It has to be generated in my body first, and people forget that when you judge someone, you have to generate it in your own body first. And as Jesus said, something to the effect of, do not judge or ye shall be judged. To me, what it meant was, you're going to be judged because you have to generate the energy in your own body first before you can. And it's very fast, and usually builds upon itself because you have that ucky feeling, even if it's subtle. Then you judge more, and it can do the same with love. As Amma says, who gets to smell the rose first when giving a rose? You do. Who gets to feel the feelings of love first when you're sending love out? You do. Who gets to feel the feelings of the joy of a authentic compliment in your body? You do. And it just takes a little practice. And if you're intentional with it, it can spiral. You can spiral negatively or you can spiral positively, whichever you like. And the interesting part is you're going to do one or the other anyway. One or the other you're doing all the time anyway. Until you've mastered your mind, you're doing it anyway. So might as well, as best as you can. And I'm clearly communicating. I'm not someone who has mastered this. I'm still in school. And in my classroom, my teacher causes me to be aware of the fruits that come from seeing with eyes of love. Great fruits. And to know the fruits that come from seeing with eyes of judgment, condemnation. And remember, everyone is a beautiful fruit tree. And sometimes there'll be moments in the growth of that fruit tree with sweet fruit. Some rotten apples will show up. Now what happens is, when a rotten apple shows up on this beautiful fruit tree, people are trained and conditioned to go, oh, look at that rotten apple, and chop the tree down, the whole thing. Now, if you look at it that from that point of view, that metaphor, it would be pretty unwise if you wanted fruit and you saw 5 or 6 rotten fruits on the tree, but all the rest are sweet and juicy, and you just say, I'm going to chop the whole tree down. Well, that's what people do to people when they experience or see something they don't like in someone, or someone does something they don't like. They chop them down completely instead of recognizing, oh, it's a moment in the growth of this beautiful fruit tree. And a rotten fruit came out. Great. Remember, whenever you see, recognize any form of density, your duty is to pray for it, to help it, to call angels and say, would you please help that? Because you can. Let's take a deep breath. And let us together intend the highest good of this coming together as we offer this coming together to the lotus feet of Divine Mother, Father, God. We thank you, God, for bringing us together, for all those who are present this moment with us, who will watch later, May all these beings be touched by your divine love and grace, to be lifted, to know more of who we are. We call forth the strength and fortitude and the courage to love fearlessly. And we ask you, God, to use us as a helping hand wherever we go, wherever we are. Help us be aware of how we can make this world a sweeter place, how we can make our lives an offering, a helping hand. And may you use us and work through us always in love, in kindness, in service. Thank you, God. Om Shanti. Let's close our eyes and focus on your breathing, please. Relax into your breathing. And with each inhale and each exhale, support your body by relaxing more. Remember, we are only surrendering to the love within our own heart, which is the same love within mine and everyone else's. With each breath, just relax and go deeper into your heart. Focus on your heart. And when the mind comes in with thoughts, that's okay. Just come back to your breathing. Surrender to this moment. Be present. Let everything go, past and future. Let it all go and fully be here in your breathing. Now, consider, keep your eyes closed, please. Consider in this moment, bring to memory Mother Nature, a part of nature that you love, whether it's the ocean, a valley, mountains, flowers, trees, a river, a stream. But bring to memory the beauty and majesty of Mother Earth. It'll allow the feeling of love in your heart to grow. Love for Mother Earth. Remembering that Mother Earth is a conscious being. She knows you intimately. And she is our host. We're her guest. And in this beautiful exchange, she gives us our body to experience this world. She gives us food, water, the clothing we're wearing. Every element that creates form in this world came out of her body as a gift. Find gratitude in your heart for Mother Earth. And when you feel that feeling in your heart, see it move down your body, the center of your body, going through your body like a stream of love, of light, going down deep into Mother Earth. And together, let us send our love into Mother Earth. Let's do that now. And let us take a moment and be still as Mother will send her love back through us. And she will. And just breathe and feel. And now we invoke the presence of Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, we ask that you and your angels surround all of us, creating a bubble of love, of light around all of us, that all of us may relax even more and open ourselves to let every guard down, knowing that Archangel Michael is surrounding us with his loving hand, with his kindness, with his strength. Now feel love in your heart for the sun, who is always shining on us, who's always providing that light, that warmth, freely to everyone, no matter who they are. Have you ever had a moment where you felt the sun kiss your face? You bathed in the sun and felt yourself recharge. Feel love and gratitude in your heart and send that like a ray of light with your intention into the sun, this conscious being. Let's do that now. And feel the love of the sun come back through you. And the sun is always going to send love to you. Always. Just breathe and feel. Feel love in your heart for yourself. For the love you have in your heart. For you are someone who cares about our world. You are someone who would love to see all of life in balance and harmony and joy. Feel love for yourself, for you are someone who continues on in spite of challenges. You continue on. Celebrate that and love you right now. Now we'll take a few moments and keep your eyes closed. Stay inside. Feel the connection between all of us. Remembering that time and space are an illusion. We're all together in this moment in the energy of love and community. All together. And I'm just going to go silent as we sit in silence together and welcome the beautiful and loving Ascended Master Saint Germain. Let's be still. Breathe. Greetings. Take a deep breath. And when you are ready, open your eyes. How are you doing? Thank you. Take a deep breath. Why have we come together? Why did you decide? I'm going to take time, my most precious time, and I'm going to attend. I'm going to come together with others. The invitation, Shiva Shakti. Yet what is Shiva Shakti? Many have definitions, interpretations. Yet how does that apply to your life? The divine feminine, the divine masculine. Indeed, Lord Shiva is an expression of God itself. Indeed, Shakti is the essence of Divine Mother, her breath. Both live within you. Yet these are merely words. How can the divine spark of God itself The power of Divine Mother exists within me. It is a good question to ask. For indeed, you will go with your day-to-day lives, feeding yourself, washing the body, taking the steps to ensure that you have a home, food, warmth. These are all natural parts of life. Yet underneath that, our intent is that you understand through direct experience that underneath that, the divine within you, as you, expresses outwardly, creating all of the circumstances, all of the open doors for you to be clothed, warm, fed, provided. Yet in your mind, you believe you're doing it. In your mind, you believe you have to do it. You have to create it. And in that exists the delusion of all humanity. In the belief that they are the ones who are making things happen. Yet the mind can say, but I know I make a choice. And indeed you do make choices all of the time. Yet, how is it that if you were in control, you don't have everything you want? How is that? Someone who is in control of the creation's life force can create whatever they like, whatever they want, any moment. Yet you do not have this direct experience yet. Take a deep breath. And indeed, in your life, as you make your choices, you have experiences. This is quite obvious, yes? Yes. Yet, how is it that within the multiple choice that you have, sometimes there are choices you'd like to have that are not there? And there are choices to be made that you don't want, and they are there. Sometimes you have to make choices and you say, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Yet it's here. I have to deal with this. It's here. And indeed, many run from what they have to deal with, only to have it come back again. There's no running from anything. And it is the same with something wonderful that you like shows up in your life. You say, oh, how did this happen? How did I get the choice to go to this place that I so wanted to go? How did that happen? The key to this understanding is underneath all of your choices exist an energy, life force, love, God, creating through an expression of itself every opportunity for you to choose to discover who you are. understand that every detail in your life that you have ever lived and are going to live and are living now, this moment, is an experience created by God for one purpose only. Only one. For you to remember who you are. Nothing more. And in that remembering, even if you have a remembering in a moment, you relax, you open your heart, you express kindness, gentility, love. In that moment, you are within the frequency of remembrance being expressed. That moment. And then indeed, amnesia steps in and you cease seeing that what is before me is a gift. Every experience is a gift. And some would say, how can that be so? There are experiences that I have had that I truly did not like at all. Take a deep breath. Every experience that comes into your reality where you are caused to make choices. In that choice, you're deciding, who am I now? How do I respond to this situation? Do I access the love in my heart and allow that to guide me? Or do I react with the history of my memories, trying to make this situation better? Not realizing that in the responding from my heart to any given moment, I am changing the entire matrix of me, of how I see, how I express, how I breathe, how I move, what I attract through the vibration that I am allowing. Everything changes instantly. Hence, a moment that you would call challenging can be your greatest gift. For a challenging moment is only holding a high frequency, a frequency that's being resisted, which makes it challenging. A frequency that is embraced in your heart. You become clear. I know what to do here. I know what to say here. I feel it inside. Yet you cannot know that state of beingness when you continually address your mind for guidance. It is like calling your crazy uncle to help you with a sensitive situation. Instead of calling your mother or your father. And the uncle comes and gives you the same results every time. Yet when you call to the mother in your heart, to the father, to Shiva Shakti, within you, you respond. You're able to take a step back, observe, breathe, and you will know how and what to do in the energy of love. And indeed, this is a practice. You have all already mastered this in other lives. You have simply forgotten in this life because you are well trained and well practiced and well conditioned to go to your mental body. The key here is to untrain it, to unpractice it, to uncondition it by constantly going to your heart. Every time your mind gives you a vision, an image, an idea, let it go. No matter how great it may seem, you come right to your heart. And if you require a thought or word, you simply say, what would love do now? Take a deep breath. What would love do? And in that knowing, if I am to change places, and I was on the other end, what would I want done to me, said to me, expressed to me, looked at me? Would I want someone's history of thought, or would I want their heart? The realm in which God sits? Quite a simple answer, yes. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, please. Feel your own body. Feel the energy in your body. Feel how your body feels in this moment. Your body is a great communicator. Your body is a master at adjusting energy. Yet it is time to hear your body. Now listen to your body, and it's going to tell you where it wants you to send love. Whether that is an organ, an arm, a neck, a lung, a part of the body wants extra love, extra light. There you are. Now send love there. And how does one send love into their own body? You can begin first by saying, thank you. Thank you for serving me. Thank you for consistently working. Bodies are built to last far longer than they do. Far longer. Even in this life, a body can last to 195 if it is loved, if it is relaxed at the appropriate time, if it is cared for. For indeed, your body is fields of light. Now feel gratitude for this part of your body. Whether it is your kidneys or your liver or your heart, your lungs, your hips, your back, your brain. this beautiful vessel in which gives itself daily to you. Fill it with love and gratitude. And see this area of your body begin to radiate the color violet. And from this point of the body, see that violet light grow from that point, filling the whole body with violet light. Do not be concerned if the mind drifts. Simply come back. Filling the whole body with violet light. And see this light extend around your body. Radiant violet light. We will help you. Breathe and feel. Now see this violet light connect to those who are listening with your magnificent tool of intention. It is done. All meshing together, connecting with one another and another and another and another and another. Radiant violet light. And feel what it feels like to be united in the most healing of violet light. Connected with your brothers and sisters. Relax. There is no need to understand anything in this moment. Simply experience. And simply cease the labeling of what you're experiencing. See this light extend through all of you connected to begin to fill the entire earth. It is effortless. With your unified field of intention, it is done. Radiant violet light through every being on the planet, every expression, the planet herself, the atmosphere. Feel the energy in you, around you. There are those sitting with you now who are boosting your energy. There are those in spirit sitting with you now, working with you. We have not come alone. There is a multitude in service to love. Feel their loving presence with you, with all of you, in one unified field of love, of light, of harmony. Remember, beloved, the source of love in your heart is infinite. It has no end. And it belongs to you, always and forever. Yours. For it is who you are. You are love itself. It matters not any thought or belief. You are love itself. Breathe. And together as one, we intensify the violet light now. Light is cognitive. Light is active. The light of the violet transforms all misqualified energies, all densities, filling the gap of loss and suffering and pain with love. Simply feel. Feel your own beauty radiate, blessing this world. As together we offer this moment to the hands of God. In humble gratitude that every man, woman, and child, every animal, every being, every expression is lifted in love. By the grace of God, so be it, so be it, so be it. And take a deep breath into your heart. As we imprint the mental body with the memory of this moment, that it may never forget the ability you carry in your heart to radiate love, light, healing. The knowing of your core essence, which is love. Always and forevermore love. Take a deep breath. And when you are ready, open your eyes. If you would like to share how you are feeling, would you like to share how you are feeling with your brothers and sisters? It will be read out. You can send it in the email. If you have anything you would like to ask about our beautiful coming together,
We have a question from Linda Johnson. She shares, I want to be more spiritual, but it seems that money problems are always in my focus and it distracts me. Any suggestions?
Yes. You notice that your first words are, money problems are always in my focus. Take what we have done this day. Our focus was on love and light. Now, one at times cannot see, and at times they can see that if you were to look, you will see that the thought arrives. The feeling occurs. From that, you act. Your focus is money problems, thought. It stimulates a feeling in your body. Your body is sending you a signal. This is not a thought that we'd like to entertain. You have a feeling you don't like. From that feeling, you make it into a story, a belief. From that story and belief, you act automatically. And you avoid the doors of abundance. As simple as that. If you were to change the thought, you would change the feeling. And that feeling would cause you to act. And you would walk into the doors of abundance. And whether you have money or don't have money in a current moment is irrelevant to spirituality. To offer a definition for this moment of spirituality is one who sits unified in their heart, expressing love to the best of their ability in every moment. That is spirituality. For you do not need to know the wisdom of the sages to love. You do not have to believe in God to be kind. We recommend all atheists in the world. Be a great atheist, yet be a kind one. Spirituality at its root is love in action. And when you are love in action, the wisdom of the sages, the wisdom of the ages flows through you. And you know anyway. Yet people are so inclined to search for content of spirituality. Nothing wrong with this. Yet content without the core foundation of care and love is a shallow nothingness. This is why it is so vital that you, in this moment, remove any idea that you have to know something, that you have to understand something to be spiritual. To be spiritual is simply to love, to be kind, to be generous, and to care. For there are many little ones, little children, who know nothing of an ascended master, the Buddha, Jesus, know nothing of light matrices, fields of consciousness. Yet are great masters without that knowing, for they sit in love. They care about the people around them. They are innocent. Take a deep breath. Thank you for your question.
Yvonne shares she feels softly quiet in appreciation.
Softly quiet. Quietness is soft, like the ocean. Yet, if you were to jump from high and you hit the water, the ocean becomes like concrete. It's strong. Remember, quiet is very soft and supremely strong.
Abhinari shares, feeling much love and gratitude for everyone on the call.
Then don't stop. Continue feeling love and gratitude. And let your situation change. Do not allow the comfort zone to keep you where it's time to go. Have gratitude for the frequency of change when it comes to deliver you. Simply say yes to it.
Denise says, thank you, Saint Germain. And can you offer more guidance on retraining the mind?
More than what we have just said? What more is required? Simply pay the cost of attention on what you would like to experience. If someone is trying to drown you, you're not going to sit still and just let it happen. You're going to put energy on having air. use that same visual on putting energy on what you would like to experience. And we recommend the first thing that you put on your list is loving more. When you put your attention on a thought and an intent to love more, you will love more. In loving more, you become more magnetic. When you are more magnetic, doors open effortlessly. Remember, love is the greatest energy in existence. It is the most magnetic. Hence, loving more. And I would like to focus on I am more abundant. Not being more abundant. I am more abundant. I'm more abundant for what? Well, I'm more abundant because I am doing this. I'm going on this journey. This bill is paid. Remember, in the eternal now, it is the truth to say something is done, even if it does not appear to your eye as done. It is done. Ask and you shall receive. God has given before you have even asked. It is done, for it is the eternal now. Nothing new here, yet pay the cost of your attention on that which you would like. And make the first one loving more. And life will flow in a new way. And you will have to let go of that relationship. Let go of all relationships that aren't holding the life force of love. Let them go. If you cannot have love in a relationship, first ask the question, am I truly giving all I can in action? Am I truly giving all I can in action to support love in this relationship? In every relationship. And every relationship you have is the one you're having in the moment. This moment, you are having a relationship with that which I am. I am Saint Germain, moving through this embodiment, merged with this embodiment as one. That which is Ashamarae is merging through that which is Saint Germain as one. We are not separate. We are one. We are having relation with you this moment. No time and space. The eternal now. And when you encounter any human being in a moment, there is your relationship. How are you relating in that moment? Are you letting it pass you by as insignificant? Are you embracing the opportunity to be love in action in that relationship? Even if that relationship is for 5 minutes with the grocery clerk. You truly want to know love. You truly want to remember who you are. You truly want to master the mind. Then be love in action in every given moment that the opportunity arrives. And do not waste them, for they are rare. This life is precious and very rare. And we know none of you understand how rare this life is. So you practice by being love in action in the moment you're having relations with whoever, whenever, and wherever. Love thy neighbor as God, the self. That is how you master the mind. You do not master mind with mind. You master the mind with heart. Take a deep breath.
Chubby shares he feels uplifted, and Gareth, who is with Chubby, shares, I feel very calm and clear.
Wonderful. We celebrate your choosing to come together. There is great strength when you choose to come together. Great strength, more than you understand. There is more alchemical processes that is occurring when people choose to come together in the heart and altering the fabric of what was coming that no longer is, that they didn't want it to anyway. Hence, you change karma when you come together. Very fast.
Nogunananda says, when we connected all the group with the violet light, he felt entirely secure.
That is wonderful, Nirgunananda. And you became aware of what is always there. Everyone is secure. The only time they are not feeling secure is when they're not feeling secure. Because they take their attention away. They put it on things that create insecurity. Is it no wonder? I focus my attention on something I don't like, and I have this feeling of insecurity. I focus my attention on something of a possibility of something I don't want, and I feel insecure and unsafe. I focus my attention on God's love, God's light, community and kindness, and I feel secure. It is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. Remember, you are powerful beings. Your energy flows through the vehicle of your attention. You want to bless things that you would like to see more harmonious, then focus your attention on harmony. It is as simple as that. And if you're going to focus your attention on something that you would like to see change that you don't like, send the energy of harmony to it, just as we did this day. Energy was sent to areas that have war. That the frequency was first stimulated inside, brought out, educated. Once the sensation through the body is established, you know the energy is flowing. I cannot be wobbled by a thought because I'm established in moksha within my heart. And from there, I radiate love to that which is begging for love. And I am a giver of love, for I am love itself. And I give of myself. Thank you.
Tracy says, thank you for this coming together. I was trying to send love to my stomach, but it just feels knotted, exhausted, and full of pain. I feel very tearful. Please, why can't I feel love?
Yeah, you feel tearful. You are feeling love. There are times when you call forth love. Love is going to go to what requires cleaning, and it will lift it to the surface. When it begins to lift it to the surface, you simply relax. Oh, I feel rumbly in my stomach. I'll relax with that. I won't fight it. It only becomes more rumbly or more contracted when it's being resisted. Oh, I feel tearful. Underneath feeling tearful is, I want to cry. Fully. Not a controlled leak, but a full release. For indeed the cry is a gift, transforming pain into light effortlessly. Yet the mind gets involved, starts telling some story, and one holds it back. They only have a little leak when they want to wail. Simply relax into it. Breathe and relax into the stomach. Relax into the emotional body. And whatever arrives, whatever surfaces, just let it surface. Do that now, beloved. Just let it surface. No thought. No thought. Just let it surface. And as you sit with the feeling, it will seem like it is growing. Yet in that sensation, married to the thought it is growing, it is actually dissipating. When you feel an energy of heaviness the most, it's at the crescendo, the apex, and it is dissipating. Just sit with the feeling, beloved.
Louisa asks, can I ask what the role of the violet light is in physical healing? Is it just imagining the violet light in the body and focus on that long enough? Warmest greetings from Louisa.
The violet light is not a thought energy. It is a frequency brought forth from a higher dimension, and its role is to create balance. Balance implying that when you are unwell, you are imbalanced, and the body is compensating for the thoughts that you carried for an extended period, or energies you're holding onto that you're not releasing, or a present moment introducing a new reality, a new future that you're resisting. The violet light comes in and creates the harmonic balance, the sound wave. For indeed, all of your cells, your body, your DNA, every molecule is a harmonic sound frequency. At the core of the sound frequency is stillness. It's like having an orchestra called your body, and the trumpet player is far too loud. The conductor says, I'm the violet flame. I'm going to bring harmony to this sound frequency, this harmonic, and bring the sound of the trumpet player down. So it is moving in balance with all. And indeed, you use the mind to visualize, yet once you stimulate the feeling in the body, you let go of the thought, and you simply breathe the feeling. It is a great balancer, harmonizer, and was created as a gift to clear quickly what could not be cleared without it. For humanity would rebirth itself from millions and millions and millions of years on into eternity to clear what they create. And it would never be done. Hence, those you call masters, angels, avatars, have come into this consciousness to serve and bring tools that were created specifically for this reality to help the evolution. For what you experience here is not what is coming for you, for all of you. A whole different reality, unknown to anything you have ever read, seen, or experienced. Hence, you do not have a reference point, nor will you. You simply will move into the direct experience of it, and it will be happening. And the violet light is there to support a smooth transition into that. Use it or not, does not matter, you're going anyway. The evolution of consciousness is occurring without anyone's belief or desire of it. It will happen anyway. Thank you.
Joyce shares, I feel deeply loved and supported and connected with each other beautifully in the violet flame.
Wonderful.
I also feel very happy that Texas is on the list of possibilities for Ashamarae's journeys in the States.
Yes, it is by our request, not his own, to go out and serve, that people may sit with us. We may hold each other, hug each other, look in each other's eyes. Bring healing, sweetness, and kindness. And let that spread itself through each person who comes. And we will cool the friction that is happening in this country. And then go to Europe and cool the friction that is happening there. For indeed, when we come together in such a way, we have a tremendous effect.
TC shares, I'm feeling scared, uplifted, and infinitely embraced. How can I use feeling scared in the best possible way?
Use the sensation of scared, for scared only becomes scared out of a thought. The sensation of scared in the body is simply a feeling. Same as joy, it is a feeling. When one is feeling scared in the body, they can only call it scared because they have a thought. The mind is trying to figure out, what is this sensation I'm feeling in my body? And indeed, the sensation at its core is transformation. The moment a child is born, there is a moment of a sensation that if it had thoughts, it would call it scared. But it does not have thoughts yet, so it just has sensation and goes with it. You notice the feeling you have in your body is not the same as the feeling as there's danger. That is a different sensation in the body. That is a signal from your energetic field saying, pay attention. There is danger. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. Stop. Go that way. Whatever. You are not feeling any danger this moment. You are feeling transformation. by dynamic decree, the old is moving out quickly. And it is moving out quickly because you asked. And we are obliged, because we love you, to serve. So be with that feeling. Give it no thought. It's simply sensation of transformation of the old into the new, moving very quickly this moment. Just breathe with it. No thought.
Tima says, Beloved Saint Germain, thank you so much for this gift. I feel so peaceful and I am full of gratitude.
How wonderful.
She asks, the I Am discourses are amazing and full of decrees. Sometimes I get confused which decrees I must say every day as there are so many. Can you please give me one that you, yourself, had said every day to fulfill your divine plan so I can fulfill mine?
First, understand that that which is my plan and your plan is the same. That you awaken as smoothly and gracefully as possible for you and for every being. It is the same plan. That you experience directly the love that you are and allow that to move through your life expression. In regards to which decree, does not matter. One decree covers all. For the core of a decree is love. It is merely there to program the mind. So you can pick any book that you like, put it to your heart, take a deep breath, and you say, thank you, God, for the decree that will serve me for this now. And then you open and you let your eyes fall. And then you use that decree. Yet remember, decrees are there to program the mind, to help train the mental body to be able to focus on that which it like to experience. And in that it draws forth the energy. And in it draws forth the energy, the direct experience is had. No being who sits within the frequency of unconditional love requires protection. Yet until you know it totally, 100% to your core, that you are embodying in expression unconditional love, then you use decrees, you call forth angels to support you, guide you, create bubbles of light. You understand? Do not become dogmatic. Remember, the heart is not dogmatic. It simply is. And its breath is kindness and compassion. Its sight is itself. The I Am books are wonderful gifts, yet they are gifts for the mind. And they work for the mind. Yet you exist in a time. And this is why we are working through this embodiment in this way, where the mental body is asked to calm down, to come into the heart, to feel the rapture of love, to allow the flow of God's infinite kindness through my own heart. That wherever I go, wherever I am, whatever I see, I radiate love from my heart. Best wishes for all beings that I see. Love is the order of the day. And within your heart, you have an energy, a form, a reality that does what the mind does in creating and calling forth far superior without polarity. This is the greatness of the heart. Now, we're not implying that the I Am books do not serve. They do. Yet they are a classroom in a mansion of classrooms. You're invited to come into the classroom of the heart, where little is discussed. Decrees are used yet only to calm the mind in agitation. You would like a decree? Here is one you can use. I am love manifest. Now, now, now. I am love manifest. Now, now, now. I am love manifest. Now, now, now. And indeed, you're only speaking the truth anyway. You are love manifest. This moment, the past moment, and the future moment. Now, now, now. Thank you.
Carol shares, I felt such unity with everyone and exhilarated in my heart. And I know the simple purpose of my life. Thank you all.
And the beauty of it, beloved, is that unity is ever present. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not like it disappears. People say, oh, I felt so good. I felt such unity and harmony. And now I don't. Not so. It did not go anywhere. Your attention went somewhere else. And the mind will say, how can I keep my attention on that and function with my to-do list? When you keep your attention on love, on kindness and compassion, your to-do list disappears effortlessly. And you know what to do and when to do and how to do, far greater than the mind's guidance. And the sense of unity only fluctuates because you're still learning, remembering, applying to keep your focus on love. This is why we have called forth community, for those who hear. Connect, join together, be together. Many do not realize that if you share together, your bills go down. Your rent, your mortgage goes down. Your food bill goes down. Your work and labor of cleaning goes down. Everything goes down. For each brings a piece to the whole of the community. They share. Yet in this world there are those who choose to divide and conquer. Hence, they give you a single apartment. Yet you can live in a big, beautiful home when you share it with others. There are days you won't have to cook at all because others are cooking. For those who are ready, who feel on the precipice, take the next step. What do you have in your reality that is holding so much for you to be alone? When you can serve together, love together, support one another. You have your room, I have my room, but we live in the same mansion, just like in God's house. But we do it here in this reality. You can if you like. You will eventually. Everyone will eventually. Yet, why wait for glory? Why wait for ease and grace? Why wait? Thank you. Know that you are deeply loved. Know that this is only the beginning. The splendors you will experience. This is only the beginning. The beauties you will see. This is only the beginning. The rapture in divine love. This is only the beginning. Keep faith. Have faith in each other. Serve one another. Support one another. Help love and kindness to grow. Be a helping hand. Let your verse be sweet. Namaste. Let's give our thanks and gratitude to God's infinite love. And for those who are attending, we'll see you tomorrow as we experience the tremendous light of the great central sun. God bless. Bye-bye. Namaste.